Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Hilary and today I want to talk about the series I want to reread. I'll start this list with House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, the Crescent City Book 1, because I have read, I think, all of the Sarah J. Maas books except the last one in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I mostly enjoyed them. I'm not thinking that they are the best books out there ever, but quite decent, enjoyable. I love the world building. I love the Throne of Glass series the most. But I think this is quite interesting with the world building at the city with different supernatural creatures. So I want to reread this before going to the second book. The second book on my list is Vampire Lestat. So I just purely love Lestat, and I think I love his character most in this book and Queen of the Damned. I do have to say I don't 100% enjoy him in the vampire interview with the vampire, and I'm actually quite further along in this whole series. It is one of my favorite series, at least the first trilogy, with mostly the Vampire Lestat and the Queen of the Damned, and about hearing the passing of Dan Rice was really sad, and I am but I think I have 2 more books to read from this whole series of the Vampire Chronicles. The Prince Lestat and in the Atlantis, and I can't remember what was the last book, so I have been reading this whole series in the last year, and I just miss Lestat, and I do want to get his mojo back, and I want to go to this book to receive it. The last book that isn't part of the series is Be Not Far From Me by Mindy McInnes, and this is a book about a girl lost in the woods and trying to survive, and I really loved the setting, her journey through and trying to survive, and it was such a nice feeling, and I do want to reread it. I think it's one of my favorite books apparently. Next we are going to the series, and those are the series that I want to fully reread. The first 3 will be where I have not finished the whole series. I think mostly it's trilogies, and I haven't read the last book, so I do want to reread the whole series, familiarize myself with it, and then finish it. I do not have all of the books as physical formats because for a long time I just read ebooks, and I decided not to buy any physical books, but now I'm back on track with that and buying some physical books. So I do want to, if I'm not sure about the book, I will be reading it in ebook format, and then if I really like it and enjoy it, then I will buy the book. The first is the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. So I did read the 5th season and I loved it. I thought it was such an interesting way of doing it, plus I liked the whole 5th season idea and the Broken Earth. I did read the second book, and I didn't think it was as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it. But I don't know, for some reason I didn't pick up the third one, so I do want to just binge them one per month and just finish it. The second series is quite similar to this one in the idea that I have read the 2 books of the series, but at the time I read it, the third one wasn't out, and then I just missed it, and that is The Bone Witch by Rain Chubacco. I don't remember a lot, but I remember the 2 old timelines and about the girl with unique magic and trying to just survive and take some power for herself. So, as I said, I don't remember a lot about it, but I do remember me loving it and enjoying it, and I do want to reread that series and finish it off. Last one in this section is Graceling by Kristin Cashore, and for a long time it was a trilogy, and I finished the trilogy, but a couple of years ago the 4th book, not Peter Blow, can't remember it, came out, and I do want to finish this series, but I also want to dwell back into it and just remind myself. I do remember loving the first 2 books. I was not 100% sure on the 3rd book. Is the 3rd book called Peter Blow? Or was it 4th one? I don't know. I liked the first 2. I liked the idea about different magical skills with negative influences, and the world sounded really interesting, so I just want to remind myself what it was about. Am I still enjoying it? Because I read it a lot ago. more than 6 years, 7 years. I can't remember anymore. Years blur together, especially the last 3 ones. The last 2-3 years, they're all one big 1 year. But yeah, so I do want to reread and finish the Broken Earth trilogy, the Bone Witch, and Graceling series. Next section, we have a little bit bigger section, and these are the series that I am caught up and finished, and they are one of my favorite series, and I want to reread them. The first one, I'm kind of a little bit cheating because it is the Ixia Chainling series by Laini Sign. So this is actually the full series. It has 13 books or something like that, and then they had a spin-off series called the Ixia Chainling Trinity, and I think that has 5 books. I did caught up the last book last year when it came out, and I have been keeping up with this series. I occasionally just pick my favorite ones and listen it in audiobook when I'm feeling slumpy. I love the world. It is about chainlings or shapeshifters. Mainly, it's about the first original series about 2 packs, the wolves and leopards. Yes. And now in the spin-off series, there's also the bareback and in Russia, and I just love the bear energy is everything. If you don't want to read anything else, read the books with the bears. Their energy, awesome. And then we have Ixia, who are humans with powers with like telekinesis, foresight, what else? Other mental powers. And they have their own rules in society, and they have cut off their emotions, so everybody is suppressing their emotions or trying to train them out, but it's not working for everybody, and they produce a little bit of psycho killers, so they're trying to just fight their way through. So we have mostly a changeling getting on with Ixia. There is some other couples also, but these are the main ones, and I really love because from the female perspective, who is usually Ixia, but not always, she is discovering herself and who she is, what her powers are, and trying to feel emotions, tasting new food because they're just nutrient deficient food. So it's really nice to see and to read, and the world building is absolutely perfection, and I think this series works really well. We have the Black Dagger Brotherhood and similar kind of books where we have over 15 plus books, and it usually follows different couples throughout the books, but for those they usually don't have enough characters to keep it interesting and captivating, while there's enough plotline to keep also things interesting and actually making sense things. But here we have the first 2 changeling packs, but then we go throughout the world, and we even have sea changelings that is really awesome to read about, or just sea couples and everything else. So it is really well, and keeps the general plot going very well. And we do have, there are different kind of couples, so there's something for everybody, and just I love this series. So I do want to reread it from the beginning to the end and just see it all together again. And I do want to buy the actual physical books and read it physically also. I do have these 2. I bought it because it sounded interesting, so I think it's the 3rd and the 2nd book, so I don't even have the 1st one or something like that. So I'm not sure if I can even get these book versions or what, but yeah, I want to reread this. It's one of my favorite smut books. Definitely recommend. Next we have Suki's Stackhouse series, The Sword and Vampires, I think it was called, by Charlene Harris. This is the book series that was based on for the TV show True Blood. And I really enjoy Charlene Harris's easy writing style that I can. It's so simple to just fast binge all of the series, and honestly I love the book series so much more because the TV series went completely off the rails after I think season 2 or 3. And honestly, Eric Northman is so much better in the books than in the TV show ever. And it was such an interesting series with the world, the characters. The fairies are so much better here than in the TV series, and I just want to reread the whole series. The last book series that I have physically is The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Palin. This series, like, look how big the writing is. It was one of the first, I don't think it was completely the first, but it was one of the first fantasy series I think I read that were like more complicated plot, bigger world building. There was also the Bartholomew something I read also about golems. But I really love this. I love the idea with the dragons, the world, everything. I have the first two books in Estonian. So this is eldest, or in Estonian Manen. And then I think I discovered the book series around when the eldest came out, because I have bought it in Estonian. But then The Inheritance and The Prisoner is in English, because I couldn't read for the translation, and that occasionally happens, at least while I was reading books in Estonian. So I have sometimes a mixed language collection. So it's quite a lot to read. But I love the series. I want to go back into it and see how much I still enjoy it. I have read the first two books a couple of times, because I read the first two books, then when the third came out, and then I reread the whole series again when this came out. So usually the last book I have read the least. But I do want to go back in and see how well it has aged. So I really love this series. And maybe after that I can go to Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini and see the latest sci-fi that is from how he has written it and how I like it. There is a little short story, I think, about the Witch and Wardrobe or something. I probably should read that also, because I do like to finish series. We'll see about that. So for the next 3 series, I don't have any physical copies of the books, but I have read the whole series. The first one is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I read it many years ago. I'm not 100% sure if I still like it. I thought that, if I remember correctly, I think the third book was a little bit out there and not my favorite, but I did love the idea, I would say, Czech Republic's vibe that I got. Maybe it was in Czech Republic. I can't remember. There were magical creatures, there were other things. So, and since it has gained a lot of popularity here in the booktube, I do want to go back in and see if I still like it and what exactly it was about. The next series is with a lot of spin-offs, so I think it's comprised of 3 different series, and it's the Chronicles of Ixia by Maria V. Schneider. It should be Poison Study, Healer, and Glass. And I thought the idea, I think, from the first Poison Study was quite similar to Throne of Glass, where there's a girl that is tasting the poison food for the king, and then something happens. I remember snippets from all of the 3 series, but I liked the world building. The characters were quite good, so I do want to go back in and see how much I loved it, and whether I want to buy the physical copies and keep them on my shelves or not. The next series is The Others by Anne Bishop. I think she's well better known for other books, but I like the Others series from her. It was about broken earth kind of themes again. So actually, humans are not living on the earth alone, but there are shapeshifters, elementals, and other creatures that shall not be named, shall not be disturbed, because if they are disturbed, they will come and kill everybody. And humans are renting some land from the others, and usually they're kept to themselves, but humans are humans, and there are some power-hungry ones, some that doesn't remember that we have elementals and the bigger beasts, and they decide to take more power to themselves, and there will be different kind of conflicts. The main situation we have are in one city, where there is a courtyard where different kinds of shapeshifters live. Those are the ones that are more human, and they are capable of dealing with humans, and they don't mind it, and they do the relationship. We have a main character, a girl who is who sees the future, and they are a little bit different in their aspect of being. They're not quite humans, they're not quite others. They usually are very gentle souls, and they may not always not take the best care of themselves, because how they see the future is when they are cutting themselves and their blood is spilled, if I remember correctly. And that means also there's some sort of addiction, because they feel pleasure from that. And this series is a very slow burn romance, and by slow burn I mean 5 books at least of that romance, and it's very sweet. And I also love the shapeshifters and the world, where if humans get too bold, some of them are being killed. Sometimes they just take electricity, sometimes elementals, they decide we're going to have a snowstorm. You never know what happens, and I really love that. The main series is finished. There is a spin-off series that takes place with a new bunch of characters in a new place, and I'm not sure what number of the book is coming out, but a new one should be coming out in May. It's called Crowbones. So I do want to reread this series, familiarize myself again with it, and then finish the series. I do have to say that this is the series that I reread every 2 years, apparently, because I think I reread the main series in 2020, and now I do want to reread it again, because honestly, the relationship, the different kind of shifters, the elementals, everything gets so much fun. We have horses named Thunder, so what you think, and lightning, and what you think they can do. So it's really interesting, and I really recommend you reading this really different kind of very slow burn romance with cozy mystery vibes, because they usually have some sort of mystery to solve. And the last book or book series in this list is actually the one that I have read the most in recent times, but I haven't reread any of the books, and that is the Guild Codex collection, Universe, by Annette Marie. So I did get this comic collection, that is the short stories from the main series. I'll just show you the little. So we have four mini-series of this big series, and their events are all overlapping. And I do want to read it in chronological order. So first we have Robin and 3 Mages, and that was the first series published, where she is a human, discovers the world of magic, and tries to survive there, and she really loves it, and is taken in by a guild, and they are trying to solve mysteries, while there's also a very slow romance going on also in the background. The second series, I think, is almost my favorite, is Robin with her summoned demon, and this book series introduced me to my favorite trope, that is cookie eating demons. So how did she bind the demon? They usually have a contract, and both sides are getting something out of it, or just a summoner. And what they did was he promised to protect her while she bakes him cookies, and I think that's the best deal ever. The third one is miniseries, is written, I think, with a male author. I can't remember his name, but that was the what was it? Warped Mind series, I think. We have the main character Kit, and it is from his point of view, the whole miniseries, and he is a mind warper. I'm not gonna say anything, and he works for the magical police. He's not the most law-abiding character, and honestly, I didn't feel him the best until a certain book where we had a certain druid called Zack in it, and me and Kit bonded over lusting after Zack. Oh yeah. And the fourth one that is right now being published is about that druid called Zack, and his storyline, although that book series is from another character, female character's point of view. And the second book, Winter King, is out. I'm gonna read it in February for Polarton, and the third book, I think, should be about the Fae Lalakai. It should be coming out in May also. So I'm definitely gonna read it as fast as I can, and I do want to buy the whole book series. I have this one signed, and I got it as a Christmas present from my husband from Canada. It was quite a lot shipping, but I think I'm gonna the first book should be coming out with signed from her homepage, her shop, Annette Marie's, but I'm not sure. But I think I'm not gonna order it because the shipping was really, really expensive. So I'm gonna just, I think, buy them off Amazon or somewhere else. These are self-published, if I remember correctly, Dark Owl Fantasy Publishing. And honestly, oh my god, look at this little one. We have so much. This is awesome. And also, this series is being published as webtoons. So I'm definitely going to, if that gets dropped out, I'm definitely going to read that. And honestly, this was how this actual comic collection got made, was that the author saw somebody's fan art and decided to collaborate and bring out this, and now they're doing webtoon also, so I'm really, really excited about this series. But this is about it. I'm not sure if I even would manage to lift all the books out, but we'll see if we can do it. We have to little bit think about how to stack them. Okay, we're not going to put all the books here. We're gonna put one book from all the series. Can we do it? I think we can get a couple of more here. Voila! As a small snippet of the series I want to read it. But yeah, so I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you can comment down below if you're interested in any of these book series, or if you're actually currently reading something from this list and how you like it. And that's about it. So thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!